What is going on, y'all? Gamersgoon here today with a Gold Cup CONCACAF video. I'm cheating a little bit. I am cheating a little bit because the first day is coming up to an end here. We still have one more game with Suriname versus Costa Rica, but I wanted to come in here today, give you some quick predictions about the groups, and I think throughout this Gold Cup we're going to be following the U.S. men's nationals team's journey, getting ready for the World Cup next year. Now, granted, we don't have all the guys. We don't have Serginho Dest out here right now. Christian Pulisic, who is a big area of controversy, is not here. A lot of pundits are very vocal about that. I'm okay with him missing. He's coming off one of the best seasons that he's played at AC Milan. We're missing a few guys. Flo Balogun is not with this team, but I think there are some guys here on this team right now that have been impressive. So far, let's just get out the games that have happened. Just so I'm being transparent. These three games have happened yesterday. Mexico beat the Dominican Republic 3-2. We'll talk more about each group later. The United States, which we'll spend a little bit more time on once we get to their section of the group. They won 5-0 to Trinidad and Tobago, and Saudi Arabia won 1-0 off of a first half penalty. Haiti tried to make it interesting. Got a offsides goal taken away from them. Didn't go to VAR. It was like clearly offsides, but Haiti gave up a good fight. And then later tonight, I will be capping off my night watching some Costa Rica versus Suriname. Because why not? Why not, right? It's one of my favorite times of the year, though. First off, if you haven't already, we have a bunch of NBA draft videos. Those are going on. My fantasy football draft is coming up. But we have, obviously, football season is really exciting for me. You got basketball season, really, really exciting. And here we go with football, or soccer if you're an American. This summer, they keep you engaged. You had the Euros last year. Now we have the CONCACAF Gold Cup. So we'll start off with Group A. Group A has the Dominican Republic, Mexico, Costa Rica, and Suriname. Like I said, Costa Rica and Suriname will be playing later today. But I do have, like I said, a little bit of an advantage. I do know Mexico won their first game. But I look at Suriname. They're the 137th ranked team on FOTMob, according to FIFA, and Costa Rica is 54th. Dominican Republic, they put up a really good fight against Mexico. Mexico ended up winning that game just because they had a little bit more firepower. But this was a game that was 2-1, and then Mexico made it 3-1. Answer back 3-2, and you had a team here in the Dominican Republic that just did not want to give up. They did not want to give up. Credit to them. I think they could easily beat Suriname. To me, Suriname is just going to be the ones at the bottom of this grouping. I don't see Suriname really having too much firepower. Anybody really that I look at is like, hey, that guy right there is a guy you got to watch out for. I think it'd be one of those team win type things, and just a 1-0 type win if they were to get one over on somebody. Costa Rica, though, significantly better, coming off of only a 2-1 Trinidad and Tobago win. But they do have an 8-0 win against the Bahamas recently. Didn't look too good against the United States. That game had to have been... When was that game? That was before. When was this game? This game was... January 22nd. That one was before the Pochettino era. This Costa Rica team, just not a super great team, but also a team that I think should handle Suriname later today. And I think that Dominican Republic versus Costa Rica game is going to be good. The winner of that game will ultimately join Mexico. Mexico will top the group. I'm going to lean on the side of Costa Rica. Actually, no. I'm going to lean on the side of Dominican Republic. I think they'll both get wins over Suriname. I think they might draw against each other. And I think a 1-goal. If Costa Rica goes in there and loses by 2 goals to Mexico, I'm going to go Dominican Republic. It's a wild shout, I know. I'm going for a draw with Dominican Republic versus Costa Rica, and the goal differential would then allow Dominican Republic to top Costa Rica. So I have it being Mexico, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, Suriname. I think it's pretty much set 1 and 4. 2 and 3 can flip-flop a little bit. I would be interested to see, but we're going Mexico to top that group. Shout out to Mexico, who had their goals last night. I actually did not watch their game. We had Edson Alvarez had a goal. Who else do we have? We had Raul Jimenez with a goal. Santi Jimenez with an assist. Oberlin Pineda with an assist as well. And Cesar Montes with a goal there for them. Shout out to those guys. I mean, I like a lot of the players on Mexico, because you look at Santi Jimenez, he's a guy that plays over there in Italy with Christian Pulisic. You have Raul Jimenez, who plays in the Premier League, so obviously I'm familiar with him. Edson Alvarez, obviously, in the Premier League. It's a solid team. They have a really, really solid team. I think they could be an interesting pick if you don't want to pick United States is going to win if they figure it out. If you want to really pick a winner of this whole thing, it wouldn't be a bad shout. I would be mad at you for going Mexico. But we have Mexico coming out of Group A. Group B, we have no games being played yet. There's 0 games played. We have Canada, Curacao, El Salvador, and Honduras. Canada's easily going to top this group, right? Curacao, they've won some game. They beat St. Lucia. They beat Haiti 5-1. They beat St. Martin 5-1. They haven't played anybody on the caliber of Canada. El Salvador, they have a win against Anguilla, Montserrat. Suriname, they drew. Let's see the games that were recent, though. The recent games. Oh, Guatemala. Guatemala, they drew recently. Anguilla, they won. Suriname, they drew. So, I mean, El Salvador, I'm not. They're ranked 81. Curacao's 90th. Canada's 30th. Honduras is 75. This one's tough. This one really is tough. Honduras has a win against the Cayman Islands, Antigua and Barbuda. They have a win against. They have lost 4-0 to Mexico way back when, but they also hold a win against Mexico way back when. I think I'm going to ride with Canada. We're going to go Honduras. We're going to go El Salvador, and then we're going to go Curacao in that order. But Canada is going to top that group. It's really going to be a dogfight, though, for who is second in that group. Group C. Group C is really just the group of questionable. Because we got Guadalupe, who their last international game was November 19th of 2024. We have Guatemala, who's 106th, coming off of a 3-0 loss to Jamaica. Jamaica, who's 63rd, but they're coming off of that victory. And since May 27th, they're 3-0-1. They did draw against Nigeria. And then Panama is 33rd. And they, since March 20th, are 3-1-0. So they have a loss. They lost to Mexico. They did beat the United States. They beat Belize. They beat Nicaragua. So Jamaica and Panama, to me, are the two at the top. I think Jamaica wins the group. Panama second. Guatemala third. Guadalupe I'm going to have at the bottom of the group. And then we get into Group D, the group with our United States men's national team. We're going to be rooting for them to bring the Gold Cup back home. But we got to get through a decent group here. Saudi Arabia, 58th. ranked. U.S. is 16th, but USA, the U.S. men's national team, has not looked particularly great with the Pochettino area. Since March 20th, they are 1-4. 1-4 since March 20th. Not good. They lost to Panama. They lost to Canada. They lost to Turkey. They got badly beat by Switzerland. You got to come in. You got to deliver. They did that today with a 5-0 win over Trinidad and Tobago. Saudi Arabia versus USA. I think USA gets a victory. I think it will be a little bit closer than this 5-0. I think it's probably about a 1-goal game. I think it could be somewhere around 2-1. Maybe a 3-1 victory if we're lucky. I don't see us really running away with it like we did here. And then Haiti, I'm going to be honest, Haiti should be 2-3-0. Trinidad and Tobago is 100th. Haiti is 83rd. Saudi Arabia is 58th. And then, like I said, the United States is 16th. So for me, I have it being the U.S., Saudi Arabia, Haiti, and Trinidad and Tobago in that order. Now let's talk about our team here in the United States men's national team. This Trinidad versus and Tobago game, I'm going to be honest, it was just a showcase game for almost everybody. But the guy that really, yes, Malik Tillman had 2 goals, but the guy that really stood out to me, I don't know if he'll be able to do it against better competition on the World Cup stage, and I really am interested to see if he makes the final roster for the World Cup because he plays really well in the MLS right now on Real Salt Lake, and if you haven't figured it out, yeah, I'm talking about Diego Luna. That dude was a beast today. They just kept getting him the ball in the wing. He got a goal robbed from him by Augie. I cannot pronounce his name. Agyemang. I think that's how you pronounce it. But he had a goal robbed from him there by the striker from Charlotte FC. I don't know if that guy's going to be on the World Cup roster. But you look at Malik Tillman, PSV kid, 2 goals today, one of which was assisted by Diego Luna. He's another one, should probably be on that World Cup roster. Jack McGlynn, he is an MLS guy out of Houston. He had an assist. Luca De La Torre on the team. Didn't do much today, but he had a good FOTMOB grade. We had 2 assists from Max Arfston from Columbus, the Columbus Crew. Wasn't too impressed with the goalkeeper, Matt Freeze. Probably not the guy for the World Cup, at least in the depth role. And then you had off the bench Haji Wright and Brendan Aronson coming in and both getting goals. Haji Wright just a goal machine, it feels like. How many goals does he now have for country? He has, since 2022, 5 goals now. 5 goals now for the country. And then you have Brendan Aronson, who coming off a really good year at Leeds, but also kind of around last World Cup. I mean, he was solid, but like we never really got to see the best out of Brendan Aronson. You hope you could probably see that out of him. And then you look at the bench here. There's not too many guys that really make it to the World Cup. I mean, we didn't play everybody. Matt Turner, you would expect to make it to the World Cup. John Tolkien from Holstein Kiel is somebody I would keep an eye out for as making that roster. Mark McKenzie from Toulouse, I would maybe watch out for to make that final World Cup roster. Chris Richards should be a lock. Tim Ream, you'd imagine he probably makes it. I'll be interested to see if Berhalter makes it. Luca De La Torre should make it. But the real thing I came out of here today is I really hope Diego Luna is on the final roster. It's going to be hard to cut him. It's going to be hard to cut him. Because I know when you have all the guys healthy and you have probably Josh Sargent and some of those other guys in the attack that are playing in the European scene right now and aren't with the team this go around in the Gold Cup, if you bring those guys into the World Cup, obviously they're deserving players as well, but the way Diego Luna is playing right now is absolutely unbelievable. He is somebody that I really fully believe could be a little bit of a spark plug. I'm not saying to start him. You have Pulisic. I mean, you have weapons. You have weapons. Who knows what the starting lineup's going to look like going into World Cup? But Diego Luna, somebody that I would love to have come off the bench and be a spark plug. Even if we do start him, I would love to have that happen because he is somebody that just has really impressed me throughout this game, watching him in the MLS and even some of the games we've had with this team already. He's kind of been the one guy that you're like, okay, yeah, but we have a little bit of a future there. Like when we were going through our losing streak, Diego Luna was one of the positives. So I would like to see him make that World Cup team. But we will talk more about them when it comes Thursday and then next Sunday as well. Thursday we play Saudi Arabia. We will be doing a video just like this one. We won't be predicting the groups, the winners of the groups, but we will be getting an update when the U.S. take the field to play Saudi Arabia, and then on Sunday they play Haiti. And hopefully we have things wrapped up on Thursday, because you look at it, really all you need is a victory against Saudi Arabia, and if Haiti and Trinidad and Tobago draw, you're in. It doesn't matter. You can rest your guys. You can do whatever. You can really go for just to lock up the number one spot, or you could also just rest your guys and go into the elimination stage very healthy. But way to open it up. Goal differential should be fine. I don't see Saudi Arabia or Haiti really putting it to us and having us go down and lose that 5-goal differential. I could see it draw maybe. I could see maybe if we just are messing around a 2-1 loss or something. But I cannot see somebody really digging into that goal differential more than maybe 1 goal. This is a group that we should beat. This is a group we should beat. Saudi Arabia, I think, is your toughest test. And even then, I think you should easily beat them. And then you get Haiti, team that I think, yes, they kept it competitive against Saudi Arabia, but I don't think that they are much better than Trinidad and Tobago either. So it should be, fingers crossed, an easy group stage to get through. So we'll see what happens here, but thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Let me know down below who you hope wins the Gold Cup this year. So let me know. Are you rooting with the U.S. men's national team like me? Are you pulling for Mexico? Are you pulling for Canada? Maybe you're pulling for Jamaica. Maybe you are pulling for Guatemala. Maybe you are pulling for whoever. It doesn't really matter. Just let me know down below who you're going to be rocking with here in the Gold Cup. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.